When the final buzzer sounded and the UCLA Bruins emerged victorious over the Indiana Hoosiers with a nail-biting 72-68 win, one thing became clear. This was not just another regular season game. It was a high-stakes battle filled with momentum shifts, strategic plays, and a dramatic finish that kept fans on the edge of their seats until the very last second. But how did we get to this thrilling conclusion? What led to this intense showdown between two powerhouse programs? Welcome to United Sports, where we break down every moment, every play, and every turning point of this unforgettable matchup. This game was more than just a contest. It was a true test of resilience, strategy, and execution under pressure. Coming into this game, both teams had something to prove. UCLA, a strong force in the Big Ten Conference, had been building momentum and was eager to solidify their position as a top contender. Indiana, on the other hand, was hungry for a statement win, especially on their home court at Simon's Schott Assembly Hall. With both teams eyeing postseason aspirations, this battle was destined to be a crucial chapter in their seasons. For UCLA, this was a golden opportunity to showcase their depth and discipline. The Bruins had been playing exceptional basketball, leaning on their balanced offense and defensive intensity to dominate opponents. Head coach Mick Cronin had his squad well prepared, emphasizing ball movement, defensive stops, and capitalizing on transition opportunities. The players were locked in, knowing that a win on the road against Indiana would only strengthen their claim as a force to be reckoned with. Indiana, however, had its own motivations. Playing in front of a roaring home crowd, the Hoosiers were determined to defend their territory and regain some much-needed momentum. Their offense had been fueled by standout performances from Mackenzie Mbako, whose ability to score from all levels made him a major threat. But beyond individual talent, Indiana's success hinged on their ability to control the pace of the game, minimize turnovers, and find high-percentage shots against a tough UCLA defense. The stakes were high, and the energy in the arena was electric from the opening tip. Fans knew they were about to witness a game that would test not only skill but also mental toughness. Would UCLA's disciplined approach be enough to overpower Indiana on their home court? Or would the Hoosiers rise to the occasion and stun the Bruins with an inspired performance? The answers would unfold in what would become a game filled with dramatic twists and decisive moments. As both teams took the court, the matchups were set, and the strategies were in place. UCLA was looking to exploit Indiana's defensive weaknesses by spacing the floor and creating open looks from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, Indiana aimed to establish dominance in the paint and generate second-chance opportunities through aggressive rebounding. The contrast in playing styles set the stage for an exciting chess match between two brilliant coaching minds. Beyond the tactical battles, this game carried weight in the broader context of the season. Every win or loss at this stage could affect tournament seedings, player confidence, and even coaching decisions moving forward. For players, this was an opportunity to prove themselves under pressure, knowing that standout performances in games like these could define their season, and for some, their careers. But as we would soon see, basketball isn't just about X's and O's. It's about handling adversity, making split-second decisions, and stepping up when the team needs it most. With Indiana's Mbako suffering an early injury, the Hoosiers faced an unexpected challenge that forced them to adjust their game plan on the fly. Would they crumble under the pressure, or would they rally together to make a statement against the Bruins? As we dive deeper into the details of this unforgettable showdown, we'll break down every crucial moment. Indiana's fight to stay in the game, UCLA's strategic execution, and the late-game drama that had fans holding their breath. Every shot, every stop, and every clutch play mattered, and we're here to analyze it all. So, buckle up, basketball fans. The battle between UCLA and Indiana was one for the books, and we're about to take you through every exhilarating second. Stay tuned for Part 2, where we'll unravel the full game breakdown, analyzing the key moments that shaped this thrilling contest. Full match breakdown, key moments and final outcome. The stage was set, the crowd was electric, and as the ball was tipped, both teams wasted no time asserting their presence. Indiana came out aggressive, feeding off their home crowd's energy, but UCLA quickly settled into their rhythm. The early exchanges were a battle of momentum, with both teams looking to establish control. Indiana's Mackenzie Mbako showcased his offensive versatility, knocking down an early three-pointer and attacking the rim with confidence. But just as the Hoosiers began to gain traction, disaster struck. Mbako, Indiana's key offensive weapon, suffered an unfortunate right ankle injury just over 7 minutes into the game. His sudden exit sent shockwaves through the arena, momentarily silencing the roaring crowd. Indiana's offense, once fluid and dynamic, suddenly became stagnant. The Hoosiers struggled to find high-percentage shots, missing open looks and failing to capitalize on second-chance opportunities. This allowed UCLA to seize control, and they did so with precision. Recognizing the opportunity, the Bruins ramped up their defensive intensity and executed a well-structured offensive approach. Ade Mara and Kobe Johnson took advantage of Indiana's weakened defense, sparking a dominant 12-2 UCLA run. Lazar Stefanovic drilled back-to-back three-pointers, and Mara's presence in the paint became overwhelming. Indiana, now without their offensive anchor, managed just one field goal over a grueling 9-minute stretch. By the time the halftime buzzer sounded, UCLA had built a commanding 35-25 lead, leaving the Hoosiers searching for answers. Coming out of the break, Indiana knew they had to respond, and they did. The Hoosiers adjusted their approach, pushing the tempo and attacking the rim with renewed urgency. Senior forward Luke Good took matters into his own hands, igniting the offense with back-to-back buckets. He scored 14 of his game-high 16 points in the second half, providing the spark Indiana desperately needed. His aggressive drives and timely perimeter shooting helped trim UCLA's lead, injecting life back into the crowd. With the momentum shifting, Indiana capitalized on UCLA's brief offensive struggles. The Bruins, who had been efficient in the first half, began to miss open shots. Sky Clark and Dylan Andrews, though composed, struggled to find rhythm against Indiana's adjusted defensive schemes. Sensing vulnerability, the Hoosiers went on a determined 13-7 run, bringing the score to a much tighter 42-38. Suddenly, the game was back within reach, and the intensity inside Assembly Hall reached a fever pitch. But just when Indiana seemed to have UCLA on the ropes, the Bruins responded with championship-level composure. Tyler Bilodeau stepped up in a big way, scoring crucial baskets to keep UCLA in front. His physicality and versatility in the paint provided the stability UCLA needed to withstand Indiana's surge. On the defensive end, the Bruins tightened their rotations, forcing Indiana into contested jumpers and limiting their ability to score inside. As the clock wound down, the game turned into a battle of execution under pressure. Indiana refused to go away, clawing their way back within 2 points with just under a minute remaining. Malik Renaud, in a clutch moment, converted an and-one play, cutting UCLA's lead to 70-68. The Hoosiers had a golden opportunity to either tie the game or take the lead, but the Bruins' defense held firm when it mattered most. With 30 seconds left, Indiana pushed the ball up the floor, looking for a decisive shot. Mbako, determined to make up for lost time, took a contested jumper, but it rattled off the rim. Miles Rice fought for the rebound and put up a second-chance attempt, but UCLA's defense collapsed on him, forcing another miss. The Bruins secured the rebound, and Indiana was forced to foul with just 4 seconds remaining. Dylan Andrews, calm under pressure, stepped to the free throw line with the game hanging in the balance. The crowd erupted, trying to shake his composure, but he remained unfazed. With ice in his veins, he sank both free throws, extending UCLA's lead 72-68 and effectively sealing the victory. Indiana had no time to recover, and as the final buzzer sounded, UCLA players celebrated a hard-fought and well-earned win on enemy territory. This game was a testament to UCLA's depth, discipline, and ability to close out games in high-pressure situations. Despite Indiana's valiant effort and second-half resurgence, the Bruins' balanced attack and defensive execution proved too much to overcome. Tyler Bilodeau led the way with 12 points, while Clark and Johnson contributed 11 and 10, respectively. Their ability to step up in key moments showcased why UCLA remains a serious contender in the Big Ten. For Indiana, the loss was a tough one to swallow, but it also revealed their potential. Mbako's early injury undoubtedly impacted the game's trajectory, yet the Hoosiers showed resilience in battling back. Luke Good's standout performance was a bright spot, and Indiana's ability to make adjustments in the second half demonstrated growth. However, their inability to execute in crunch time ultimately cost them a chance at a signature win. In the grand scheme of the season, this game carried significant implications for both teams. UCLA's victory strengthened their conference standing, inching them closer to securing a top seed in postseason play. Indiana, meanwhile, faces the challenge of regrouping, learning from their mistakes, and preparing for the battles ahead. If they can refine their late-game execution and maintain their second-half intensity for a full 40 minutes, they will be a formidable force moving forward. And that concludes our in-depth breakdown of this electrifying matchup: UCLA's clutch performance, Indiana's late-game push, and the thrilling moments that defined this contest. It all made for an unforgettable night of basketball. Stay locked in with United Sports for more in-depth analysis, game recaps, and everything you need to stay updated on the latest in college basketball. Until next time, keep the passion alive and enjoy the game.